The first step in solving your solar sales is to actually find out where the problem lies. So, solar client acquisition can be broken down into this framework called L.A.P.S, that stands for leads, appointments, presentation, and sell. Hello, greetings, and welcome. I am Jivan Balaji, owner of Anbu Leads. We are a solar marketing agency for small to medium scale solar businesses and also independent solar reps. So, in this video, I'm going to explain and possibly help you find out where the problem lies with respect to getting clients for your solar business. And most of the times, we end up fixing the wrong thing to get results and get frustrated as to why you're not able to find success. So, let's get straight into this. Let me make myself a little smaller. So, as I said before, the entire solar client acquisition system can be broken down into labs. So, L is for leads. Are you getting enough qualified prospects? And A is for appointments. Are you booking the leads and making them show up? And P for presentation. Are you delivering it effectively? And S is for selling. That's your close rate on your presentation. So, what is the number one mistake we do? So, that is we end up wasting time and money in solving the wrong thing. So most of the times, solar companies will be having problem with appointment setting and conversion, but they end up working on getting in more leads for their business. And sometimes they will be actually having a lead problem, but end up blaming appointment setters. And oftentimes they will be having a presentation and closing issue, but end up working on getting in more quality leads for their business. So how do you find the problem? The best and simple way is to just track down your data and compare it to the industry standards or your company standards. So let's start with the stage one, that is leads, and see if you're getting enough qualified prospects coming in. So there are really two ways that you can get leads, either via inbound or outbound. And I have filtered out the best channels that work for both of them. For inbound, you have your referral system and your website or slash GMB profile. And for outbound, you have Facebook advertising. So starting with referrals, I mean, referrals are the key to low cost and high quality leads and with minimum effort. I mean, all you need to have is an automated referral system and a strategy. I've seen 90% of the market doesn't have a system in place. And I want to share two stats from the solar industry. One of them is that 25 to 30% of the new residential solar leads come from customer referrals, making it one of the largest organic sources. And second is in a survey conducted for 500 US solar installers, I mean, 28% reported the referrals were their top lead source ahead of even paid ads and cold outreach. That's how important having a referral system is for your business. Now coming to website and GMB profile. So on average, a local business gets around 1,000 visits for its GMB profile and website. I want to share another interesting stat from Google. That is, whenever a prospect searches for a solar company in your location, the company that show up first ends up getting 33% of the total clicks for that search, and the second company that shows up ends up getting 17% of the total clicks, and the third company ends up getting 12% of the total clicks. So if your business is not ranking in the top five, the chances that you are getting any organic traffic is actually zero. So from your website, you should be able to track at least 100 visitors per month. And this does not mean 100 leads because that depends on the system, how it is set up to capture the traffic and convert them into leads. Like, is your website engaging enough, or is there a lead magnet installed to convert those visitors into leads, or does your website have a website integrated and that answers all the customer inquiries and prompts them to book the meeting with the sales team and which has access to your calendar? And finally, coming to the outbound, I mean, Facebook is a beast when it comes to outbound. That's because 68% of the Facebook users have an income of over 100K, and 68% of these users come from the US alone. I mean, talk about targeting the right audience on the right platform with the right message and probably the best product, that is solar. I mean, very little to nothing can go wrong if you know what you're doing. But then again, not all ads work. And yeah, that's out of the scope of this video. And it is very difficult to put a number on the number of leads that you should be getting from Facebook because that depends on your marketing spend. But in my experience, let's say you're spending around 2K for your Facebook ads, then you should be able to get anywhere from 80 to 100 qualified leads in. So, to evaluate your situation, if you are able to get 100 new qualified leads per month, that is decent and healthy at the moment. And let's move on to stage two, that is appointments, which is where we take the leads and convert them into booked appointments. You wouldn't believe this, but most of the companies have bottleneck in conversion. That is because the number one factor in converting any lead into appointment is speed. I want to share another research conducted by MIT and Inside Sales that says like this. Businesses that contact the lead in the first 5 minutes are 21 times more likely to convert that lead into a sale. I mean, that's how important the speed is. Even if you're contacting the lead in 30 minutes, the conversion rate drops by 80% because we know how social media works. And at the end of the scroll, they would have even forgotten that they have even seen ad and even clicked on it. And the second most important factor in converting any lead into, appointment is the follow. I have burned this quote into my brain that says, all the money is in the tech enabled, scheduled, relentless, and systematic follow up. And in this day, if you're not leveraging AI to do this for you, you are losing to those who are using. Because think about it, no human can successfully stick to the speed and manually follow up multiple times with the homeowner prior to the appointment for every lead. I highly encourage you to, look into AI solutions for, converting these leads into appointments and to keep track of everything at a single place. So, what is the industry average conversion rate for solar leads into appointments? It is 50%, and I've seen companies with even 60 to 70% conversion rate. I mean, that is crazy and insane. And most of the companies set up for 30%. So that means if you convert 50% of the 100 leads that comes in, you will be able to book at least 50 appointments. And if you below 50%, your follow-up system needs immediate attention. Look at your speed to lead and the effectiveness of your nurturing sequences. And there is another parameter here. It's not just enough to book the appointment. I mean, we need to make sure that they show up. So the standard show up rate is 80% again if you have a solid automated follow-up system. I mean, an 80% an 80% show up rate isn't magic. It's a result of consistent value-driven communication leading up to the appointment. I mean, are you sending the reminders? Are you confirming that appointment and the value proposition? You need to make it crystal clear why they need to be there. That means among 50 appointments, 40 homeowners should show up for the appointment with 80% conversion rate. Now moving on to further stage, let's put together presentation and selling. The industry average for closing rate is 25%. So if your closing rate is less than 25%, then you need to first look into your presentation and closing. A 25% closing rate on qualified shown appointments is the baseline. If you're lower, the issue likely lies in your presentation and maybe your closing techniques, not just the leads. So in the 40 appointments that they show up, you will be able to get at least 10 deals, and even considering two cancellations for safer side, that leaves 8 installs at the end from 100 leads. So to summarize this, all you need to do is track the data and compare it to the standard. So if you're able to get 20 plus leads per week, that is decent and healthy at the moment, but do not settle for this. From these, you should be able to book at least 50% into booked appointments. And from the 50% booked appointments, at least 80% should show up. And from the 80%, that you should be able to close at least 25%. The question is, which number is actually holding you back? If you're struggling with leads, then your ad targeting needs work. And if you have low booking rate, then your follow-up system is broken. And if you have poor show up rate, then your confirmation process needs fixing. And if you have low close rate, then your presentation needs improvement. Again, in order to identify the problem, you need to track the data regularly and put the number against the standard. Based on your analysis, next step is to try to eliminate the problem and get the results that you should be getting. So we will be talking about this in further videos. I hope you got some value from this, and if has, hit subscribe and like for such content. That shows the video was helpful and for the YouTube algorithm to push it further. Thank you for your attention, and if you have made it this far, I know you are serious about your business and want to achieve great things and scale. I'd be happy to chat with you. And as usual, wishing you peace and profit.